Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. Couple of things, just starting off on the weekly chart here, and you can see that we are in the area where there have been some pretty strong buying exercises. You can see by the length of these tails on the weekly. So we're kind of in the same zone again. I would expect the same thing to start happening now. We had a bit of political noise coming through yesterday from the Feds, talking about accelerating their buyback or their tapering exercise, and then putting some more fears around the new COVID variant and supply chain worries. So obviously the market was sort of moving to the upside, and then the Feds came in and it started moving to the downside. Can't help but to think that this is, well, not think, but it's clear as daylight that this whole market is manipulated by the central banks. So, they need it down for fair value. They need investors to get back into the market. So they will drive price down. At the moment, what we've seen is we're in a bit of an area of structure. Now we've got the crossover now on the 8 hour. You can see we've got it. We've got the 155 EMA down as well. Problem that I do see is there's a little bit of a channel / wedge. Just do that, and you'll see what I mean. So that was the original channel. Then we popped below it. Now we're sort of testing the bottom end of that channel. Now, for me, when that happens, it's a warning bell, because there's pretty much only a 25% probability of it continuing. It's not to say it won't continue, but it's just a very low probability that it'll continue. And if you look to the left, you'll see there's a lot of structure here. So all these levels I gave you yesterday are pretty much null and void at the moment. So let's just get rid of them, because we're breaching them pretty easily at the moment. I think the first key one is right here that we need to pay attention to. That's 34,257. And then you're going to look sort of at this area here, and you can see quite a bit of interaction here. This is kind of where the buyers have been seeing some value, and that is around 33,788. Look at your oscillators at the 3 hour at the moment. One of them is giving us a bit of diversions. Well, they're actually both giving a little bit of diversions. There's the swing low and there's the high there. The crossover is looking imminent as well. The minute it starts, they both cross over and cross over the 20. You need to start looking at what level we're at. I think most of the small gaps to the downside are closed, but we'll have a look at that now on the hour and the 15-minute. So just on the 3 hour, you'll see the diversions are a little bit clearer at the moment. You can see from there to there. So that is the first thing. And that's why I'm saying, when you look at this channel over there, and you look at the channel break, let's get it right for us. You see the break, and now we're back inside the channel on the 3 hour. See a break of a channel like that, you don't expect price to move down. You expect price to move up, and your target area is pretty much somewhere in that zone there, which is 35,325. So let's just look at the hour. That's what we're interested in this morning. So you can see we were tracking pretty well. Then we were sideways, and then sort of pretty nothingness. So long as soon as Jerome came out to give his song and dance, this is what happened, and we sold off going at the close. Bit of a gap here, so I would expect probably similar moves what's on the S&P at the moment. So I would expect a little bit of a continuation up into this 34,450, 34,500 area, and then another rejection, come back and close this gap that's here, and possibly just move down to this 33,788 area before finding a floor and then moving back up into the channel, and then from there break of the channel and moving up. But obviously not in one day. So this to me is a buying area, 33.78. This is in my opinion anyway, a fairly high risk selling area, which would be 34,454. So for me, if you're going to take this short, definitely a scalp, a smaller position, probably a half-size position, or even a quarter-size position, or what I usually do, with a stop right up the top here. and then with a view of getting back down, sort of getting it further down. Just bear in mind that this is not the line in the sand, especially when it comes to shorts on the US market, because any one of these inside tails could reverse price. So it could come up onto Fibonacci, it could come up to different tails, all the way up to here, even if it wanted to, and then turn around. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very skeptical. Not skeptical. Why I don't like taking a short when you're in a bull trend on a higher time frame. So you look at that weekly. It's a strong move up. It's a consolidation zone. It's been a long consolidation zone for a lot of the year, but it is consolidating nevertheless. Okay, so last thing I just want to get down to is the 15-minute. And just bear with me a second. You just want to head across. We have to go quite far across. Okay, prices here. What I'm looking for is just any small gaps that are in this area. I don't think there are any. I used to have a gap indicator that would tell us what was going on, but it doesn't look like there's anything open at the moment. So how far back? I'm back to October, so that's fairly far back. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. So probably a continuation of this into this zone, 34,500 area. And then I would expect some kind of rejection for a second attempt down. Definitely going to target this gap. Could get a double bottom at that gap, or alternatively get further down, which is just going to strengthen the divergence on the higher time frames. So that's kind of my play at the moment, either a short scalp from up here or waiting down the bottom for a long. And my preferred trade will be to wait down the bottom for a long. It's going to have to be something really solid for me to take the short. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.